Welcome to The View, exploring truth in Jamaican politics. Join us as we dive deep into the heart of Jamaica's political landscape, unpacking the facts, challenging the narratives, and uncovering the truth behind the headlines. With expert analysis, bold discussions, and unfiltered perspectives, we bring you the conversations that matter. No spin, no bias, just real talk on the issues shaping our nation's future. Stay informed, stay engaged. This is The View, exploring truth.
Hi, viewers and subscribers. Welcome again to The View. Um, it's been a while. I have been off for work purposes. I was away traveling to a conference, and the truth, I did not have the time to come on to talk with you, but there's a lot that has been happening in the political arena in Jamaica. Um, we see where there was a contest in Western Westmoreland between the MP, Mr. Moreland James, and the councillor for the Sheffield Division, Mr. Garfield James. From all reports, Mr. James came out the winner in that contest. I have some thoughts on that, which I'll be sharing with you today. But before I go any further, I'm just going to ask a few to stop, share this stream with your friends, your family. I am inviting you all to the channel, so go ahead and hit that shared button right now. Share with someone and tell them that the view is back. The view is on right now, and let us join and listen. Also, my the main part of my presentation today um, will be in regards to the Integrity Commission of Jamaica. The commission has been, I would say, being seen in a very negative light in recent times, and that has to be um, with the behavior of some of the directors, and even the former chairman of the IC. There are some recent events at the Integrity Commission which I am paying close attention to, because this is a very, very important and necessary body for Jamaica, and it cannot and should not be seen in a negative way and stuff. Also happening right now in the on the political arena is the race to replace Mr. Carl Somuda. There is two persons, it is said, because I saw where Mr. Sivrite has officially declared, but I've not heard anything official from Mr. Christian Tavares Vincent and stuff. But that that one is one to be watched. I have my views on that also, and I say it right up front. Um, I I heard or know of Mr. Christian Tavares Vincent's work as a lawyer. In terms of his politics, apart from him being the son of the Senate president, I don't know nothing about him, so I really don't have a view on Mr. Tavares Vincent. However, where Mr. Seabright is concerned, he is pretty well known. Um, he has been president of G2K, and he actually ran in Eastern St. Thomas. I think it was 2007. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly. But Mr. Seabright has been well known. He has done some work for the party, and he think, and also with the backing of the member of parliament, Mr. Samuda, that his time has come for him to step up and be a member of parliament. So with with that with that said, with with that said, um, that's an interesting race there. So let let's see how that one is going to be played out. Um, Viewers and subscribers, I want to start this show with Westmoreland, and I'm going to start with Westmoreland because if you have been paying close attention to my commentaries, you would know that Westmoreland is very, very close to my heart. Um, I I I grew up in Westmoreland. I go to school there. Um, my family lives there, still lives there. So it's a parish that I love dearly. Um, in terms of the politics, and I will say this again without apologies. It is a parish that has been dominated by representative of the People's National Party over the years, and in my opinion, they have done a poor job in terms of roads, infrastructures. People still have to leave from Westmoreland to go to Montego Bay if they want some proper entertainment for their kids. There's literally nowhere in Westmoreland where you can take your kids on a Sunday evening and say, okay, relax. There's not one park. The park in Savlamar, it is, I wouldn't even call it a park. You understand what I'm saying? So I am very disappointed. But to the matter at hand, which is the recently there was a contest where the present member of parliament, Mr. Moreland Wilson, and there is he on my screen. was challenged by the the councillor for the Sheffield Division and principal of the Little London High School, Mr. Garfield James. And out of that came, um, it was the party declared Mr. James as the one who won the contest and is now the MP designate in waiting. Viewers and subscribers, you would have known that Western Westmoreland is a constituency that over the years, over decades, was dominated by the PNP. Mr. Wickham McNeil was the member of parliament for that year for many, many years. However, Mr. Moreland Wilson did what a lot of person would have considered not possible when he would have, and I would say, retired Mr. Wickham McNeil. We see where he has come back now, trying to become the MP for Northern Trelawney. Let's see how that one played out as he goes up again, Mr. Hamilton. But Mr. Wilson, when he won that seat in 2020, that was a surprise to many. This was the former tourism minister. I think he was also a former vice president of the PNP. And Mr. Wilson, I would say, was David taking down Goliath. But what had happened? What has happened over Mr. Wilson's reign to bring him to this position where it is reported that his workers, or some of his workers, were very disgruntled with his leadership? What brought Mr. Wilson to the point where he was challenged for the leadership of the constituency? That one is still puzzling to me. So presently there are 3 member of parliaments in Westmoreland. I think Mr. Wilson would have been the one that would have came through the G2K, coming up through G2K, stood with it. He was a worker, or he is, because let me say this. After Hurricane Beryl, I was in Jamaica, and I was driving from Montego Bay through Negril, coming into Savamar, and I saw Mr. Wilson on the road. He was out there working. All right. So when I heard that there was a challenge for the leadership of the constituency, it took me by surprise. And then there's also the argument that Mr. James, who was a former member of the People's National Party, and I'm not saying that this disqualifies Mr. James from running, because he crossed the floor. He chose to become a member of the JLP, and I see nothing wrong with that. So once he's in good standing with the party, he, like anybody who wants to represent a seat, is has a right to do that, because we're in a democracy, and is the person with the most vote crosses the line, or one, in whether it's a in any selection, that's the person. So whether it's one, half, or 10 or 100, the person who crosses the line first wins. So Mr. Wilson, Mr. James was has all right, if he has ambition to become the member of parliament. What I don't like is some of the utterances, and I have heard many before the selection process and since this selection process. And I am hoping that both gentlemen will try to find common ground now and look at the bigger picture, which is the party, which is representing the people of Westmoreland. Because there's a saying that a house that is divided cannot stand. So with Mr. Ian Ailes waiting in the wings, if these two faction continues, especially so close to the general election, then it will nobody will be the winner at the end of the day. So if the PMP retake the seat, then both Mr. James and Mr. Wilson and their supporters will lose this contest. So I am hoping that good sense will prevail, and both gentlemen and their supporters will put their differences aside and unite for the betterment of the party. Okay. All right. So enough for for Westmoreland. Um, the the other part of my presentation today, and this is the one that is really has really taken up a lot of my thinking. The viewers and subscribers, as you know, the Integrity Commission was an idea of former Prime Minister Mr. Bruce Coley, and the IC main job or main responsibility is to hold public officials accountable. Members of this commission cannot and should not be seen in any way, or they should not be viewed as being biased or taking anyone's side. And notice I said public officials and not politicians, because the IC is not only to the IC is not only to investigate politicians, they are there to investigate public officials. Who are public officials? Anybody that work for the government of Jamaica would fall in that category of public officials. So whether you work at the work at a ministry or a agency, you are in that category of public officials. So it is a very important and critical organization, as in the Integrity Commission of Jamaica. However, in recent times, the commission has been taking on an image that doesn't look good. One member of the commission, one of the directors, was unfortunately robbed, and Mr. Greg Christie made what I considered an unfortunate comment. And viewers and subscribers, you would all know who Mr. Greg Christie is. And when he was asked about the situation, he referred the person to go and ask the Prime Minister. All right. Then there was pending investigation that was taking place, and no lesser person than the General Secretary of the People's National Party on a political stage declaring what was being investigated and what is going to happen or what is to come. And then when those investigation came out, it seems that, or it appeared that he was speaking the truth. So then persons start to question that is the IC aligned? Is member of the PNP getting inside information from person inside of the Integrity Commission? So what happened there? I would say that the integrity of the commission now became questionable, and that is not good. There is a particular irony, and a dangerous one at that, when the very body charged with upholding ethical standards in public life begins to exhibit signs of moral decay. The Integrity Commission, by design, is meant to be an independent, apolitical guardian of transparency, accountability, and public trust. When its credibility falters, the ripple effects are more than institutional. they become societal. Public institutions operate on a fragile currency, which is trust. The Integrity Commission supposed to be supposed to reinforce that trust, acting as a watchdog over those in power. But what happens when the watchdog start acting more like a lapdog? When investigations are started to be seen as being selective, its findings opaque, and its leadership embroiled in allegation of bias or misconduct. Viewers and subscribers, the answer is simple and alarming. People stop believing in the system. And that is something we can't afford. A particularly troubling factor contributing to this erosion of confidence is the appointment of individuals with close affiliation to political parties. The Commission cannot effectively hold politicians or any public official accountable if its own members are perceived to be politically aligned. Even if it's such individual act with the best of intentions, the appearance of partisanship is enough to undermine public trust. The integrity is not just about doing the right thing. Let me say this again. Integrity is not just about doing the right thing. It is also about seeing to do the right thing without fear or favor. Affiliation, whether through past political roles, campaign involvement, or even close personal relationships, can cloud judgment and raise doubts about impartiality. Decisions may be second guessed, investigation deemed politically motivated or conveniently neglected, and the Commission reputation suffers. The public cannot have confidence in a body that looks like it might be protecting its own. That should never be the case. A questionable integrity commission not only failed at its mandate, but it also enables further corruption. Politicians and public servants, knowing that scrutinies will be laid or partisans are involved, or partisan are involved to act with impunity. Whistleblowers will lose faith and citizens will become cynical, and the democratic fabric begins to tear. It must be asked, who watches the watchers. There must be mechanism to hold the commission accountable. And I will pause here to say that recently the commission went in front of Parliament under the former chairman, um, the Goodly Justice. I'm not remembering his name right now, who was even disrespectful to the members of that committee in Parliament, and that he made comment about bringing his own water because he didn't feel comfortable drinking the water in the Parliament because the effect it is having on parliamentarians and stuff, which was very rude and stuff. And the sad thing about that particular episode was that member of parliaments who were sitting there, they laughed and stuff, but that was very, very low. But I as I said, the commission must be there mechanism to hold member of the IC accountable, to ensure its members are not politically co-opted, to subject office decision to legal and public scrutiny, and to make it transparent in both process and outcome. Appointing truly independent, non-partisan individual is the first and most critical step. Otherwise, the commission will become yet another arm of power rather than a check on it. When the Integrity Commission becomes questionable, it marks a deeper crisis, one not just of governance, but of conscience. And that is a crisis no democracy can afford. So recently, the chairman of the IC, I think his contract ended, and there was a new appointee. I think her name is Justice Lawrence Beswick. But there was also one new appointment. This new appointee, Mr. Ranif Lawrence, was made to act as a director. Now, when Mr. Lawrence was appointed, the General Secretary of the PNP, Mr. Dayton Campbell, posted a image of himself taking part in Mr. Lawrence's wedding, and declared that they were friends for over 20 years. Now, again, that raises questions, because with previous declaration from Mr. Campbell and what happened afterwards, and also another member of the commission, another director, Mr. Ryan Evans, who was an advisor to former PNP President Dr. Peter Phillips. So I'm saying all of this, viewers and subscribers, that the appointment of Ranif Lawrence and the continued employment of Mr. Ryan Evans to senior roles within the Jamaica Integrity Commission is a controversial and politically damaging to the Commission's credibility for several reasons. And I'm going to go through a few reasons. Number one, perception of political bias. Mr. Ranif Lawrence, who is reportedly a close friend for over 20 years of Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the PNP. And as I just said, Mr. Ryan Evans, who previously served as an advisor to Dr. Peter Phillips, who was the former president of the PNP. I think Mr. Evans was an advisor to Mr. Phillips while he was Minister of Finance. Those associations raise serious concern about any political impartiality, especially since the Integrity Commission is expected to be an independent and neutral in its oversight of public officials and institutions. Number one. Number two, the erosion of public trust. The Integrity Commission's strength lies in its credibility and impartiality. Any hint of political favoritism undermines public confidence. So even if both men are fully competent and intend to act with integrity, the appearance of bias is enough to cause public skepticism, which is dangerous for any anti-corruption body. So when I listen to some of the comments in the public arena and talk shows, I think I heard one respectable public commentator, Miss Carol Narcisse, saying that Jamaica is a small space and you will expect that person who is appointed to certain position will cross path, whether at university or wherever and stuff. I nonsense. We have enough people in Jamaica who is not politically aligned, who can serve in these roles on these important bodies. My third observation is conflict of interest. Their past and personal ties to a political party could result in perceived or actually conflict of interest, especially if they are tasked with investigating individuals linked to any of the particular political parties. How would Mr. Ranif Lawrence investigate Dr. Dayton Campbell, his personal friend for over 20 years? How would he, in any clear conscience, complete an investigation about Mr. Campbell if he should become a member of parliament without any tint of bias? And even if he does, what would be the public view of Mr. Lawrence's conclusion and stuff? You understand what I'm saying? So that cannot be the situation. This might compromise ongoing and future investigation, or at least lead to allegation of selected enforcement or bias. And that is what we can't afford. Number 4, damage to institutional integrity. The appointments or these appointments risk politicizing the commission, which could damage the long-term role as an independent watchdog. And we are seeing that happening right now. It is happening. All right. Other political actors might view these appointments as setting a precedent for stocking the commission with politically connected individuals, further weakening its institutional integrity. Viewers and subscribers, are we seeing that playing out right now with this present Integrity Commission? When you listen to the talk shows, when you read the letters to the editors, you are seeing where people are saying that the persons in the Integrity Commission are politically aligned, and most of their findings are lean in a particular way, and there's some credibility to that. There was a recent report about Estate Bridge, and I don't know how the Prime Minister name got into this, but his name was aligned to the report. Right now, the Prime Minister is challenging the Integrity Commission in the court in terms of certain rulings. The Integrity Commission, which supposed to investigate, they brought in an independent body to look at the Prime Minister's thing that he submitted. They did not find anything, but yet the commission refused to certify the Prime Minister, which again raises question because of persons who are directors. So the integrity of these persons now become questionable. Number 5, if Lawrence and Evans are committed to ethical conducts, their affiliation can overshadow their professional actions. In matters of corruption prevention and prosecution, public perception is just as important as actual performance. A perceived bias can make the commission's findings and prosecutions controversial and contested. So, viewers and subscribers, I am hoping that as the commission goes through this phase of renewal, that serious interest is paid to who is appointed to what position, because we cannot afford for such an important body, such an important institution in government to be embroiled in controversy or create any destruction. Any report coming out of the Integrity Commission should not be questioned, or should not be placed in a position to be questioned. And the persons who are appointed to serve that body has a lot to do in terms of what they reported. So, viewers and subscribers, that's my view on that today. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments, and as I said, share the link with your families and friends. Hit that notification bell and stuff, and let us see what happens as we go forward, because at the end of the day, Jamaica land we love. We want to see the best for our beloved country. And yes, our political leaders need to be held accountable. Our public officials need to be held accountable. But it must be seen to be done fairly, without any hint of political bias, without anybody who trying to get their party or their friends in power. It must not be seen in that light. So thanks again for joining me today, and as we move forward, as we continue to go deeper into the election season, as the date for the election becomes closer, let us continue to explore truth in Jamaican politics, or in Jamaica's politics. Until then, my name is Anthony. See you next time. Next Sunday, same time, same place. Ciao.